Assalamu alaikum, this is Sir Hassan, and today we are going to start the new course which is Microeconomics. And as you people are well aware that microeconomics is a part of economics, and it is divided into two parts. Microeconomics is divided into two parts, which first is macroeconomics and second is microeconomics. And over here we're going to talk in detail and in depth about all the things related to microeconomics. And I have divided my course into the 14 weeks lectures, and this is the lecture number 1. So let's move toward the screen. So this is the course name, and this is your Sir Hassan, and this is my, you can see over here, the channel name, which is Learn with Sir Hassan. And this is the chapter number 1, which is the introduction to the economics. So this is the first slide, and this is the first week of our course, and which is introduction to the microeconomics. In this week 1, we have to discuss all these 15 to 16 topics, which is like first is meaning of the economics, macroeconomics versus microeconomics, scope of the microeconomics, importance of the microeconomics in business, scarcity of resources, unlimited human wants, factors of production, and so on. So let's move toward the first slide, which is what is economics. Before starting this course, we should know that what economic is. So according to the definition, as you can see over here, economics is a social science that studied how individual, firms, and government make decisions regarding the allocation of scarce resources to satisfy the unlimited wants. I have highlighted the few things over here like scarce resources and unlimited human wants. We will going to discuss all these things in very detail. So what economics is saying to us means it's a social science that studies how individuals, it's mainly talk about how individuals, firms, and government, what they are doing, they are making the decision of what? Decisions regarding to the allocation of the scarce resources. The scarce resources, if I tell you that these are those things which mean to say that if you want to work anywhere, if any organization want to start a business, but they have the limited resources. While having the limited resources, they have to complete their tasks. So mean to say that allocation of the scarce resources mean they have the limited resources, but they have to finish their work to satisfy the unlimited wants. Over here, if I have written the word human, mean to say we're talking about the individual. If you talk about the organization, mean to say they are multiple people, and if we talk about the government, mean to say they are running any country. So this is the definition of economics. Mean what you're doing, you're making decisions by having the limited resources. And let's see the key elements over here. First thing, we have scarcity, means limited resources. Second is choice, mean to say decision must be made. You have different choice, different options, mean what you are doing with the help of choices, you are making decision. Number third is efficiency, means the best use of resources. Number fourth is trade-off, which means give up one things for another. And if we talk about, if we go in the past decade, so what people used to do, mainly used to do the barter system, mean to say they give one thing and they take another thing from someone. So trade-off means like giving up one thing for another. And currently what we are doing, if we are doing trade-off, mean to say if you want to buy something, for that we have to pay, mean we are giving money to someone and getting the thing from that person. So these are, you can say that, which is known as a trade-off. And these are the key elements of economics. I have already discussed the fourth key element. Let's discuss the economics with the help of definition of the Adam Smith. What he says, economics is the study of the nature and cases of the wealth of nation. Mean to say it's a study of the nature. We're talking about the nature and the causes of the wealth of nation. What are the causes and how the nation rule and run, or any organization, any country runs. So it's a study of nature. Okay, it's according to the definition of the Adam Smith. And let's see with the help of example. Over here, example number 1 is like you have 1,000 rupees. You must choose whether to buy clothes, food, or internet data. I've already discussed this definition in the class. So mean to say you have the choices This choices is known as economics. Mean to say, if any country want to run, so we will going to discuss this topic in very detail in like a PPF. We're going to discuss this thing. So if you have choice, so what thing you're going to be buy, or what priority you're going to give to take that element. You have different ABC choices, so what thing you're going to take from like all those available things. So let's see with the help of example number 2. A firm has limited capital. Mean to say, a firm have limited assets or capital. Should it invest in marketing? First thing. Second, new machinery. They should buy the new machinery. Third, or research and development. Mean to say, they have 3 options. Either they invest the money in the marketing, secondly they invest in the machinery, or third in the research and development. Economics helps evaluate this decision. So with the help of economics, what you are going to do, you are making decision that what you should do if you have 3 options, 4 options, so what better options you're going to do over here. So this is known, we have discussed the definition of economics. I hope we have already discussed in detail, and let's move toward our main topic, which is micro versus macro. Micro already knows, we're talking about very small things, and macro means we're talking about the big things. Like let's understand with the help of definition over here. Microeconomics is a branch of economics that studies the behavior of individual units. I have already highlighted over here, like it's a branch of economics that studies the behavior of individual units in an economics, such as consumer, household, firm, and industry, and how they make decisions about the allocations of limited resources. Over here, the main thing is over here you can see and how they make, what they are doing. Studied individual units. They're talking about individual units, okay, and which units, like they're talking about like consumer, household, firms, and the industries, and how they make all these things, what they are doing, make the decision about the allocation of limited resources, that what decision they should do, they should take for allocation of the limited while having the limited resources. This is known as the microeconomics. Okay, let's see the example, like demand and supply, consumer behavior, production and cost, welfare economics, market structure. These are all the, you can say that they are the like micro elements of any company, any organization, or any country. So these are the few part of the chunks of the any department or something like that of a country. Okay, let's read, or let us try to understand the definition of the macroeconomics. If you haven't got if you haven't understand about the microeconomics, let's see macroeconomics. After that, inshallah, you're going to understand what the macro difference between a macro and macroeconomic is. Let's see over here the macroeconomics. Macroeconomics is a branch of economics that studies the economy as a whole rather than the individual units. Over here, in the microeconomics, we were talking about the individual units, but over in macroeconomics, we were talking about the whole rather than the individuals. Okay, it looks at overall economics performance like inflation. We're talking about inflation, unemployment, economic growth, to understand the broad trends and policies that affect entire nations or even the global economy. Mean to say, over here we are talking about the whole complete entire system. And in microeconomics we're talking in depth, that what are the few elements which are creating hurdles, or which if we work on the few chunks elements, so how can we improve economy. So microeconomics is mainly supporting the macroeconomics. If you want to make your macroeconomics better, so you have to work on the microeconomics. I mean to say, they are both are depending on each other. Okay, let's understand with the help of example, like national income and output and employment, fiscal policy, monetary policy, international trade and finance, economic development and stability. What are they? They all are the macroeconomics element. As you can see over here, in we talk, let's see the example of micro demand. It's a chunk part of an economy. Supply, demand, supply, consumer behavior, what consumer wants, production and cost, what production will be of any if you're making a clothes, so what will be the cost. So these are the few chunk parts. Okay, so this is the difference between the microeconomics and macroeconomics. I've already highlighted the key element over here, so you can easily understand. So let's see what the scope of macroeconomics and why we are studying, and what is the usage of microeconomics in the future, and what are the key elements. So microeconomics analyze what it says. Theory of demand, we're going to discuss demand. We will going to discuss demand in detail. Theory of production, theory of cost, price determination, factor pricing, which wages, rent, interest, consumer behavior, firm behavior, market structure, perfect competition, monopoly. So we will these are the, you can say that the part, or you can say that the key elements, or you can say that they are the scope of the macroeconomics. Let's see the importance of the macroeconomics in business. Theory of demand, I have already, I think this thing is already repeated. We have already discussed. Me to say the scope or the importance, they both are the same things. Okay, let's move toward the next slide, which is scarcity of resources. What is this? Scarcity refers to the condition where resources are insufficient to satisfy the unlimited human wants. If you want to understand this thing, you need to understand the definition of scarcity. Mean to say refer to the condition where resources are insufficient. Mean to say you have very limited resources to satisfy the unlimited human wants. As you know that human wants are unlimited, but every human have some limitations. So to fulfill their needs, to fulfill their requirements, with having the limited resources, which is known as a scarcity. Scarcity means what it says. Scarcity refers to the condition where resources are insufficient. What they're saying again, resources are insufficient. There are, you can see with the help of diagram that if we talk about in desert area, the water is very in a little amount, insufficient way. Mean to say people have to walk for a long distance to get the water. So mean to say water is very in insufficient amount. Okay, but human requirement is they need water to satisfy their basic needs. Mean to say they need water to drink, they need water to wash, they need water to wash the clothes, they need water to wash their mean to say their food items. If water is the main key element for everyone, but if we talk about in deserts area, so water is very limited. So what it says, scarcity means resources are limited relative to wants. Your wants are greater and your limits are down. Mean to say your limits are, you can say, are greater, but limits are limited. Okay, let's see over here types of scarcity. What are the types? First of all, natural resources, land and oil. Human resources, skilled labor. Capital resources mean machinery. So these are the types of scarcity. Let's see with the help of example. A hospital has limited ICU beds but unlimited patients, and second is there is limited but unlimited needs of the. Okay, let's see over here the next slide, which is unlimited human wants. What is that? Unlimited human want mean to say that human wants are unlimited. When one want is satisfied, another immediately rises. This is why scarcity always exists in the economy. Mean to say that scarcity is linked with the human wants. And this is our next topic, which is the unlimited human wants. Human wants are unlimited in number. They are never end. Every human have their wants, and wants are those things which never ends, anywhere, anytime, and any place. Okay, if you satisfy one want, your next want is definitely arises. Let's talk about the human wants are. Human wants are unlimited, recurring, competitive. Okay, next thing is classification. What are they? Necessities: food, shelter, comforts, car, AC, luxury. These are the classification of the wants. Wants increase faster than resources. Let's see over here. Wants, what they are. Wants are increases faster than the resources. Economic problem arises. Due to this want, there is a factor which affecting the economical problem. Okay, we will discuss this in next slide. Factors of production. So factors of production, we have the 4 factors of production. Number 1 is, as you can see over here in the definition, in the picture, like you can see these are the 4 factors, which is, first thing is the land, second is labor, third thing is capital, fourth thing is entrepreneur. These are the inputs used to produce goods and service. Factors of productions are economic resources combined to produce goods and service. Land, natural resources, labor, human efforts. Third, capital, machinery and tools. Number 4 is entrepreneur, organizer and risk taker. For this, let's see over here, you need land to produce anything, you need labor to produce that thing, you need capital, machinery to produce anything, and number 4, entrepreneur means a person who are organizing all those things. So all these 4 elements are the factors of production. Okay, entrepreneurs combine all factors efficiently. Let's talk about next slide, which is the concept of choices. Due to scarcity, choices are unavoidable. Concept of choices means choice, you have options A, B, C, D. Choices arises because resources cannot satisfy all wants simultaneously. Okay, mean to say, big question or arises over here, which is, first question is what to produce, how to produce. Number 3 is for whom to produce. Choices mean, we are going to discuss all these 3 points in the upcoming next slide, because they are linking this with our next slide. Scarcity, we have already discussed scarcity. Second is choices. Our next thing we're going to discuss, like what of choice is simple, that choice means you are different options and you have to choose any one thing. Okay, example, government choose between spending on education or defense. They have 2 options, like government either have to spend on the education or they have to spend on the defense system. They have choice. Let's talk about the opportunity cost. What the opportunity cost is? Opportunity cost is the value of the next best alternative for gone. This is the definition. Opportunity cost measures the real cost of decision making, not money cost. Let's understand with the help of example. What the opportunity cost is? Opportunity cost is equals to best alternative sacrificed. Understand with the help. Let's see the example. If a student studied instead of working and earning 20,000, opportunity cost is equal to 20,000. Mean, if a student studies instead of working and earning, instead of studying, instead of working and earning, what is that? Student is what he is studying, he is getting education. If instead of education he start working, so what, 20,000 is the opportunity cost for that person. And what he's sacrificing is study. Vice versa, if a student is, like you can say, like studying and sacrificing 20,000, so what 20,000 is like the you can say that education is the opportunity and 20,000 is, like you can say that it's a drawbacks for that person. Let's see with the help of second example. Studying MBA instead of job, salary is opportunity. What you are spending your time or your money in getting education, so instead of job, so salary was the, what was that? It's an opportunity cost for that person at that time. Let's see number 3, next topic, which is the production possibility frontier, PPF. I've already discussed this topic in very detail in the class, so I will going to discuss and try to make your concept clear over here. Let's see production possibility frontier. What's that? Also called production possibility curve, PPC. The PPF is a curve that shows the maximum possibility combination of 2 goods or service. We're talking about 2 elements, A and B. We're going to talk about the combination of the 2 elements. Okay, it's my either maybe, or you can say that if you talk, it may be in terms of production means goods, or maybe in terms of service. An economy can produce using its available resources and technology. If you what mean to say, they are like producing anything or giving service, so main thing is with the having the available resources and technology efficiently. It illustrates the concept of scarcity, choices, and number third is opportunity cost, which we have already discussed previously in the slides. What the scarcity was, what the choice was, and what the opportunity was. Key features of the PPF, let's see over here. These are the key features. Scarcity, let's see, resources are limited, so the goods cannot be produced in unlimited quantities. Choices, society must decide what combination of goods to produce. Example, South Korea invested heavily in the education and technology in the 1960 to 1980, sacrificing the short-term consumption but becoming a high-income nation later. Opportunity cost, the loss of other alternative when one alternative is chosen. The sacrifice is the opportunity cost. Example, if Pakistan spends more on defense guns, the opportunity cost may be fewer school butter. Okay, over here the butter is describing the schools. Let's know number 4 part, which is efficiency. We're going to discuss efficiency afterward. Efficiency, any point on the PPF equals to efficient use of the resources. We will see this in the graph. Any point inside the PPF means production possible frontier. PPF means production possible frontier. Inside means insufficient use, means unemployment, underutilization. Okay, number third is any point outside the PPF, mean to say unattainable with current resources or technology. We were not able to attain that thing. Okay, PPF shows maximum goods a country can produce with limited resources. If all resources are used for military, they are explaining you. If all the resources, example of Pakistan, if all the resources are used for the military, maximum guns but zero butter, means to say but zero education or zero schools. They're talking about this definition, this example. Opportunity cost, they're explaining this over here. Number third, second point, if all resources are used for food, maximum butter but zero guns, like no defense system over here. Most choices lie in between, where society must trade off one for another. Mean to say, if any society want to make decisions, so they have to make decision in parallel. Mean to say, they should not spend too much in the defense system or not too much in the education system. So they have to be in equal stage. So what the PPF says, explained, mean to say you have to, if you are spending your money, if you are spending your resources in anywhere, so you must be very much careful. So if you're spending in one thing, another next thing cannot be disturbed. So what scarcity is explaining and what scarcity is teaching us. Okay, this is the you can say that the values like A, B, C, D, E, possibility, guns 15, 20, 9, 5, 0, butter means education or something like that, like 0, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the values. Let's see the graph value over here. We have talking about the butter and guns over here. We take the two values, like mean to say we were having 15 guns, we talk about the guns 15 over here, and mean to say the military butter in kg 0 over here. So it's lie at 0, its first point is over here. At number B, 12 and 2, mean to say 12 is here, 12 is over here, and 2 is over here. Sorry, 12 is over here and 2 is over here. And as similar, number 9, 9 is 9th over here, mean to say in between it, and 3 is a value of butter, 3 is a value of butter. Okay, 5 is where in between, yeah, 4 and 6, in between 4 and 6 over here, and like 4, 5 and 4 is over here. Or and last E, mean to say E is 0, 0 and 5, 0 and 5. So it's making a graph, mean to say what they're trying to explain, if any point which lie under the graph, under the value of PPF, so what they are, what it's mean that that resources is insufficient. If it's lie on the like the graph value and the possible frontier curve mean to say they are in efficient way. If anything is producing it and it's lie on the value of graph, mean to say it's efficient. Number third is unattainable, mean to say if value which is lie outside the graph value mean that things are unattainable, and we have already discussed unattainable means like with current resources or technology they are not, we cannot utilize, or you cannot able to attain, we cannot able to catch that thing. Okay, so this is the graph of PPF. Okay, let's move toward the next slide, which is efficient versus inefficient production. Efficiency occurs when an economy cannot increase production in one good without reducing another full use of resources. If you want to understand this, mean to say efficient means they are using the full resources of anything, and on the other hand waste of resources. Insufficient means occur due to unemployment, poor management, or political instability, means they are wasting of resources. Efficient point on the PPF and efficient point we have already discussed outside the PPF, and unattainable means outside the PPF. Okay, let's move toward the economic growth and the PPF shift. What's that? PPF shift to outwards due to technological progress, increase in resources, human capital development. Okay, economical growth means let's see with the help of example. Introduction of an AI in manufacturing. If point like every economy wants the graph to go on upward direction, mean to say there must be any kind of improvement, there must be economical growth, mean there must be there's economy are getting better day by day, and there must be any kind of improvement in terms of education, in terms of like their monetary policy and other elements, factors which make increase the graph of an economy in upward direction. So economical growth means like there must be any kind of evolution, change, or progress in the economical society. So economic growth occurred due to technological advancement, education, and capital formation. I have already told you. Let's talk about the positive versus normative economics. What the positive economics and what the normative economics. Based on the fact, if we talk about the positive, it's talking about the facts deal with what is positive economics, objective, testable, and free from value judgment. Okay, let's talk about normative economic. What's that? It's mainly talk about the opinion. It's mainly based on opinion, deal with what should be. Normative economic involve the personal belief and policy suggestion. Mean to say if we talk about positive, it's mainly talk about the facts and figures. If we talk about the normative, it's mainly what it's going to tell you, about it's like opinion, fictions, like your decision, what you want to make. It's not about the facts and figure. Okay, it's your opinion. Let's talk about economical problems, what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. These are the economical problems. Should we make more hospitals or more luxury cars, or how to produce? Should we use a labor machine, coal or solar energy? Number third problem is for whom to produce. Should income go equally to everyone or more to skilled workers? So these are the economical problem of every country or any society. Okay, let's talk about let's see with the help of example. Pakistan, 3 points lies what Pakistan economic lies over here. Pakistan will decide between production, more defense goods, military spending versus education, human capital. First point is what to produce. Okay, this is a big problem for the Pakistan economy. How? Second is how. Might means deciding between cheap labor intense method versus high-tech automation. For whom involve decide whether subsidies go to the poor or the rich. This is a big question for Pakistan economy. Let's talk about role of price in the market. So before going to this chapter, this topic, you should go and like I've already discussed this in detail in class, that what the price is and what the definition of the price and what the role of the price is. The price allocates resources by indicating scarcity and surplus in market. Price act as signals what to produce, incentives how much to produce. Over here, high price means more supply, low price means more demand. Let's talk about the economic system. What are the three economic system? And you can say that the economic system is the answer of these three problems which we have already discussed in previous last two slides back, and what were the problems for the economy, and these are the solution of those three questions. Different system answers three problems differently, every like they are answering in a different way. Like number first answer, like market economy, capitalism, and individual and businessmen can make decision guided by price. Example, in the USA, firms produce what consumers demand. In what they're giving the example, like what they're giving the example of the USA, that in the USA firms produce what consumer demand. They are focusing, they are working on the demand of the consumer. Secondly, command economy. Second, what the for whom? Socialism and communism, government makes all decision. Over here, example, in the Soviet Union, Russia, the state decided what factories produce, to like what capital what to produce. And first question was how to produce, what to produce, for whom to produce. Second is what to produce, means they are factories produce the government. It's like the decision of the government what factories produce. Government told them, give the direction that you should produce this thing. And number third is mixed economy, combination of both. Pakistan, example, Pakistan has market but the government regulate price or fuel, electricity, and provides welfare schemes. Number third is mixed economy, for whom, like, but they're giving the example of Pakistan. But in people in Pakistan, or you can say that the people have the power, but what the thing is that the government regulates the prices of fuel, electricity, and provide welfare scheme. No single person have the freedom to make their own choices. Okay, let's see with the big note what the note is telling us. No economy is purely market or command, must be mixed. Most are mixed. If any country want to work, they have to work on the mixed economy. Mean to say the people have the right choice, people also have the rights to make the choices, and as well as the government have the right to make their choices. So this is all from this chapter number 1, and I hope we have discussed all the things in detail, and already we have discussed things in class. And if you have any query or any question, so you can also ask me in the class, or you can also give the comment, and definitely I will going to answer your questions and point. And inshallah, see you in the next video. To then, Allah Hafiz, take care, bye bye.